Yen and bonds rise in safe haven trade after South Korea declares martial law.
Biden pushes out over $100 billion in clean energy grants as term winds down. Pound sterling trades flat versus the US dollar on Tuesday.
Amazon says it had best ever Thanksgiving holiday week with record sales and number of items sold. Euro pops with markets applauding possible fresh government formation in France ahead. Gold edges up after Fed speakers favor Christmas interest rate cut.
US dollar, Swiss franc price prediction, head and shoulders hints at further declines.
U.S. JOLTS job openings set to remain below 8 million in October as Fed focuses on labor market. U.S. dollar turns red with the U.S. session underway on Tuesday, bracing for JOLTS.
United States Red Book Index year over year, 7.4%, November 29th versus 4.9%. All right, I think we're good to go. How you doing? Great. All right, we'll get on with it. Check out our free news trading squawk box. Not only does it read the news now, as the headlines come in real time, it reads the news to you. But on the 15 and on the 45 of every hour, it gives you an update. So that's the new feature. All right, so anyways, I think we're good to go. Happy Tuesday. Let me find the music. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 21,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Stock market just opened. Are you a bull or a bear? Please answer that in the chat. So a couple of things you're going to need to be a successful Forex trader. You're going to need execution. Do you want to be dumped into a dark pool, or do you want to be have your trades entered into the interbanking system? Well, if you like your trades actually entering the real world, you need straight through processing offered by an ECN. Most Forex brokers are not ECNs. A few are. You want to seek them out. One of them is Trader's Way. I've been recommending them for 10 years. Why don't you start there? Okay, why don't you start there and do your due diligence and see if they can earn your loyalty and respect. You need good strategy as well, and there you go. That's how traders.com and tradersway.com coexist. Symbiotic relationship with your successful Forex trading business. So, if you know what you are and what you want to be, what you need to do is zip over and analyze the implied volatility of the market so you know if you're a bear, what the definition of selling a lower high might be, or if you're a bull, buying a higher low might be. Okay? So, depending on how you answered the stock market question, if you are a bull, okay, that's kind of your zone. And you'd put a stop down here. Ooh, yeah, that's a heck of a stop. If you're a bear, you want to sell up here and put your stop there. All of that is based on implied volatility. So based on what has happened in the past, okay, it's not likely to fall lower than this today. And if it does, you probably don't want to be long anymore anyways. So if you believe the trend looks like this, that's how you want it to continue. So if you're a bull, you think it's doing this and will continue to do that in the future. Really, okay, you should be watching this a couple of hours ago. So at 8 a.m., which is almost a couple of hours ago, Jessica Ryan has a session at traders.com covering trading the market open. Why do we do it at that time of day? Because quantitatively, it's the best time of the day to trade the New York Open. Here it is 9:30, and we're already at peak vol, and the rest of the day gets less and less good. what I'm trying to say is you're already 2 hours late. Now, nothing's actually happened today, so maybe it worked out all right, but you need to be game on a little bit earlier. Yeah. All right. Are you a bull or a bear on euro dollar? Please let me know if you're a bull or a bear. Yeah, well, somewhere between 6 and 8. I kind of like 7:30, 7:45 for things like gold and oil. Okay. What do you think, guys? Okay. So, a bull has already missed their opportunity about 90 minutes ago. Actually, and it could have been on the dip here, so more than 90 minutes ago, 2.5 hours ago. Yeah, that's about right. And so they're already in. And what they're doing here is this. Okay, there's the buy. Okay, there you go. Remember, these prices are not based on what the candlesticks have done today. They're a leading indicator because they've analyzed many euro dollar candles this time of day going back many months. Okay? So it's the accumulation of many euro dollar candles this time of day. And it looks at peak and valley at this time of day, and then every new candle, the next peak and valley of the day, and it's either getting smaller or it's getting bigger. Okay, that's what we mean by volatility. If it's getting bigger, your volatility is increasing for the day. If it's decreasing, then you're losing vol. Okay, so it's non-directional, but if you just happen to be a bull, couple of hours ago, you already missed your shot. Yeah, too bad, so sad. Maybe you should subscribe to traders.com, huh? Yeah. Now, if you are a bear, you must be thinking something like this. Yeah. A little trickier because you're above the moving average and all that kind of stuff. It's a little trickier for sure. So you might want to be a little careful, not too aggressive. But that's probably what you're thinking. And so if that's what you're thinking, you're answering the question. Okay, you're going to sell. Great. The only thing bears do is sell lower highs. Okay? You only sell at resistance. Okay. So by looking at volatility, you're like, okay, this time of day on this asset, based on what's already occurred, what is the likely definition of resistance? And that would be it there. That's that. And if you say, well, Wayne, I have a problem, I don't know if I should be a bull or a bear. And I would say, yeah, that is your problem. I'd say you're right. Does anybody trade silver? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Is that right? Okay. XAG. Okay. And about 90 minutes ago to 2.5 hours ago, somewhere in that window, the opportunity offered itself to you. Okay. Are you starting to see the pattern, y'all? Anybody impressed yet? That you could have waited 1, 2, 3 hours to get to a logical price. It's all predefined. Nobody's impressed? Really? Then I'm doing a very poor job of showing you how important it is. Yeah. Think of it as your strike price. Options traders use implied volatility all the time. Okay. So we're in the Dow here, and we're stuck in the range. Yeah. So it's not a good buy or sell. We're closer to the sell, though, aren't we? Okay. So by the way, in the next couple of days, maybe even today, but probably not till tomorrow, I'm going to send you a year-end special to upgrade your trader's account to Pro. I'm going to give you a good financial incentive to OPEC Plus production increase likely to be postponed for another 3 months. Commerzbank. Okay, so I hope you're willing to upgrade your account because I want you to have everything, including this tool, but also a new tool that I haven't launched yet, but I showed it to you. And it has to do with market sentiment. So remember, we do fundamental analysis. We do technical analysis. We do statistical analysis. We do sentimental analysis, I guess you'd say. We do volatility analysis. We do news trading patterns. Okay. So you should have everything, plus all the performance coaching, right? But anyways, Richard's like low implied volatility and high vol. What does it mean? Volatility is the likelihood of price moving. Okay? So let's say we look at an asset and it says
platinum is favorable, TDS.
OPEC Plus production increase likely to be postponed for another 3 months. Commerzbank. European markets are not afraid of politics, but for how long?
Gold prices steady as anticipation of Fed. Rate cues favors dollar.
See, 9:45 update.
Ahead of OPEC Plus meeting. Yen and bonds rise in safe haven trade after South Korea declares martial law.
Biden pushes out over $100 billion in clean energy grants. See, at 45 and at 15, you get updates. Pound sterling trades flat versus the U.S. dollar on Tuesday.
Amazon says it had best ever Thanksgiving holiday week with record sales and number of items sold. Euro pops with markets applauding possible fresh government formation in France ahead.
Cool, right? Yeah, it is cool. So now while you trade, you can listen to the news and stay informed throughout the day without taking your eyes off the charts. Cool, right? Okay, so when you do implied volatility, it means how much do we expect the market to move in the next time frame? Let's say it could be 50 pips It could be 10 pips, or it could be 72 pips, right? Okay, in the next time frame. So let's say in the next 4 hours, some things will have a large range, which means they move a lot. Now, there are other assets, in particular other times a day. This is why we keep updating. So like the Dow during this period, okay, you would see, okay, this variance, this volatility fall. So at peak vol, this could go 50 to 75 pips and then fall to 50 or less, and then down in this flat zone, even less. And that's what we mean by vol, Richard. Okay? So what's the likelihood we're going to go from here to here in the next 4 hours? Almost zero. What's the likelihood we're going to go here to here in the next 4 hours? Almost zero. Okay? But if you look at this current 4-hour window, the highest high usually is around here, and the lowest low is usually around there. And that's probably what, if you get your direction correctly, so let's say you're a bear, this actually would be sort of the most likely outcome based on what's happened in the past. So if you're a bear, that's what you'd think about. Now, if we would, as I just pointed out, what's the likelihood that we go above this daily high today in the next 24 hours? Very, very unlikely. So that's where you'd put your stop. Okay, and if you got your direction right, what's the likelihood you get down to 44,400 in the next 24 hours? Yeah, likely. If you got your direction correctly, yeah, that's your next 24-hour target. Not really just today's target. No, the next 24 hours, because we keep updating. So it's a radar. It truly is a radar. It's daily pivots updating every hour is one way to look at it. So if you are a pivot trader, of course, you're like, well, that's my central pivot M3. And then this is the, right? That's the M1. You see what I mean? That's how you'd look at it. Now, it's not doing that, but daily pivot points do that, but they only update once a day, where this keeps updating every hour. Actually, I think it updates every 15 minutes, updating the hourly range. And then the hourly range updates the 4-hour range. And the 4-hour range updates the daily. So it's actually more sensitive than that. So this is the power of this, guys. This is helping you actually plan your trades and place your stops and analyze based on volatility in the past where your likely short-term target is. So again, if you're a bear, look how easy it is to plan your trades. Now, we don't know if that's going to happen, of course. But you can plan on that pretty easily, huh? Okay, and check this out. It organizes it by high implied volatility this time of day. But as you can see, like this asset loses volatility in the next several hours. Tech giants dip, healthcare and telecom rise. A mixed bag in today's market. New Zealand GDT price index dipped from previous 1.9% to 1.2%. South Korean won tumbles to 2-year low versus dollar after Goff declares martial law.
Oil prices muted as strong dollar weighs.
Why is it doing
OPEC
all
Plus
that
meeting
now?
awaited.
Interesting. I don't know why it read some of those other headlines. All right. Okay, but all right. So later today, it's going to drop down. See, everything's high right now because of the market open. This is why this is a good time of day to be active as a trader, in particular, as we can see a couple of hours ago. Yeah. But throughout the day, these assets, more and more of these assets are going to move to medium and lower implied volatility. But not all of them and not equal. So pretty soon, let's say if you're trading 2 or 3 hours from now, what this page will show you is what you should be watching right now and what you should be ignoring. So it'll say, watch this, not that. What an amazing time saver, huh? These yens are just crazy bearish, huh? Just lovely. They're all day trades. You see that? Crazy, these yens. Just cray, huh? Look at that. Up, 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 down, down. Wow. Probably on our way to 95.5. Don't you stink? I think it's nice, but you know what? I also think it's pretty. This is a pretty tool, isn't it? Thanks, J-Dub. Again, this is another crazy, amazing tool. Huh? All right, so let's take a look. And by the way, just so you can see it, 5 minutes and 18 seconds. It's live, real time. And we want this number to come down. I suspect it won't, but that's a guess. Anyways, if it's less than 7.5, no scalp Aussie dollar, no scalp euro dollar. You might get a scalp to the upside on pig dog. No scalp on Kiwi, no scalp on USD CAD, maybe USD Swiss franc, and not USD yen. So I would look at this and say, if it comes out less than expected, I wouldn't be picking out like one thing that might move. If most things don't move as a scalp, okay? If most things don't move as a scalp, then I'm going to go with that. I don't see a scalp on that. I would assume some dollar weakness, but we have to go quantitatively. Now, what about 4 hour? Not even a 4 hour here, not a 4 hour there. Yeah, we have a 4 hour here, but not a 4 hour there. Dude, like, I'm going to pass on the lower one, although I would expect USD weakness. It doesn't happen often, or reliably, we should say. Okay, if actual is greater than, I would expect dollar strength. But we haven't seen that in the past. But again, no scalp, no scalp, scalp, scalp. And look at this scalp, dollar strong. Look at this scalp, dollar weak. Yeah, so I don't like this. I don't like this jolts. Not on the short term. You can look at the longer term and it's clear as day. But yeah, I think I'm going to pass on this one, huh? So watch Jolts here. We have 3 minutes. Can you guys see this? This is on YouTube, streaming for free. No, Richard, that would be incorrect. Yen is almost
Australian
always
dollar,
weak.
US dollar price. Forecast, trades higher within range, approaches open gap.
2 minutes. Will you guys please use this page? Just run it in the background while you're trading. I run it on my phone while I trade, so I can just listen to the news while I'm trading. I don't have to look down. I don't have to take my eyes off the chart. Oh, okay, Richard, I'm sorry. Well, I think it has a lot to do with the Bank of Japan expected to raise interest rates. Okay, get ready for it to start flashing. It gives you lots of heads up. See, now it's flashing. 58 seconds. It's cool, right? This is free, you all you all. It's cool, right? Yeah, so there's a delay because of the machine behind me. So 7.74 is pretty okay, huh? Yeah. YouTube, there's a slight lag on YouTube. It's about 20 seconds or something, right? So yeah, 7.74. I just want to see if something was supposed to pop up. And it, of course, didn't pop up. But we got it there, 7.74. Okay, so hang on, let me talk to my team. So anyways, I covered this hours ago. Over on the fundamental side. See, I want you to have all of this. So I hope you take my special offer to upgrade your account. I want you to have all the tools. And so when you go under fundamentals and you go to employment and you go to Jolts, okay, we can see where we were, but what I covered earlier, like where we are is what I meant. But I covered earlier today where we should be. And so today's number is not a bad number, but it's also not a good number. So this should update in the next hour. Okay. In fact, it looks like in the next half an hour, actually, but anyways. So it's not a bad number. It's higher than what we would have wanted, but it's okay. United States JOLTS job openings above expectations, 748 Muellers in October. Actual 7.744 U.S. JOLTS job openings, 7.744 M versus 7.475 mil expected.
US dollar yen breaks 149 tsurer as it declines for the 6th day.
Right? Look, it's a neat service, isn't it? Nice. Yields are coming down. That's nice. Still quite mixed. Yeah, Bitcoin having a bad day. Everything's still relatively flat, especially if you look at indices. Down a smidge on these ones. Dollar weak, dollar weak, dollar weak, dollar weak, dollar and CAD weak, dollar weak, and dollar weak. Dollar's weak in the moment. Too bad. So I've already gone through all of those. You should be in the fundamental trading team. Again, if you upgrade your account, you will get access to that and all the tools. Okay. ASX down, Dow down, Nikkei up. NASDAQ ever so slightly up. Okay, Swiss yen down, USD yen down, Kiwi yen down, CAD yen down, Euro yen down. Don't you wish you had this? I get it. I got it. I know it's good. My rhymes are tight. You wish you could. I went into the locker room during classes. I broke into your locker and I smashed your glasses. Drop. Let me clear my throat. Kick it over here, baby pop. Let all the fly skimmers feel the beat. Yeah, that's old school, huh? What is that, 1982? Yeah. Coolin' on the corner one fine summer day. Just me and my posses and MCA. A lot of beer, a lot of girl, and a lot of cursing. 22 automatic on my person. Yeah. Got my hands in my pockets, got my finger on the trigger. Yeah, 1982. Yeah. Yeah, sweet times, huh? Sweet times. Yeah, I like a lot of different music, Richard. I like a lot of different music. Anyways, down to down to down, up. All right, but that's a much longer time frame chart. But can you guys get a sense of how much time this is saving? Like you might have said to yourself one day, like, I wonder what Wayne thinks. I wonder if Wayne's buying this. I wonder if Wayne is selling this. And now you can just look at it and say, I wonder if there's an uptrend or a downtrend. And I wonder what the next leg of the pattern is. And all of that is answered. Look at this one on silver, on the hourly, buy the dip. Now, we just looked at this using implied volatility, but this is now using pattern recognition. Completely different analysis, but what did it say? Okay, 3 hours ago, it said the next leg is down on silver. You see this? The next leg is down, and you want to buy somewhere around here, and it's already happened. You've already missed it. Too sad. So bad, too sad. You're late. You missed it. You didn't know. You were looking at the wrong thing. Too bad for you. You were looking at something that probably didn't even have a pattern. You're looking at, I don't know, pound Aussie or something.
South Korean won. ETFs tumble after Gov declares martial law.
Pound US dollar price forecast stalls below 1.2700 amid dismal UK retail sales. See, isn't this cool? I'm trading along. I'm looking at my patterns. And my news team updates me. And I didn't even have to switch the page or anything. I could just listen to it while I'm thinking. Yeah. It's a cool tool, right? I mean, you can go to what? News Squawk? Hey, cool, it reads the news. Right? Look at this. It reads the news. Does it give you real-time chart patterns? No. Gives you a calendar. Cool. It reads the headlines too. Cool. All right, so it doesn't do as much as my free tool, but how much is it? £350. It's $400 a month. I built this for you for free. Well, I didn't build it for free. I'm giving it to you for free. Right? How about tradethenews.com? I worked with them for about 10 years using their Squawk box. Oh, yeah, there they are. Very cool. Cool, right? So it gives you headline news. And they read it to you. How much does it cost? They won't even tell you. They won't even tell you. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, so what does it cost? How do you sign up? They don't want to tell you. Oh, they'll give you a free trial. Well, what does it cost? Look at their little headline ticker tape. Cool. Look at that. They won't even tell you. What do you think? Good sign? Is it cheap? No. Mine's free. Okay. Andrew says if 60 to 70% of the market is trading by algos, you'd bet, yeah, a high percentage, yeah, you use some sort of patterns. Yes, well, now, like, for example, you see things like monthly and annual pivot points where the market goes just a smidgen above or below, but statistically, like, spot on annual pivots, monthly pivots, weekly pivots. It's clear that, like, that type of pattern is programmed into the algo. But also, like, Andrew, you can imagine if you wrote an algo, you'd say, okay, if you define the market as bullish, and you'd have to tell it how to define it, but let's say 21 is above the 55. Okay. If the 21 is above the 55, by a dip, what's a dip? Well, you can analyze the recent, yesterday's high and low, or maybe the most recent lowest, the most recent higher low and the most recent higher high. And you could say buy one lot at a 382, buy a second lot at a 618. Okay, that would be true because in that case it wouldn't be making a lower low because you've identified as being bullish. And so even if you don't do it precisely because of a pattern, you are creating the pattern. So you could have this algo and say, is it bullish or bearish? And you're like, it's bullish. Okay, great. So you want to buy a higher low. Where? Somewhere between that low and that arrow, which is another way of looking at this, which is another way of saying, well, if this is the current high and that's the previous low and we want to buy a higher low, as I just said, you can analyze this and break it into two pieces, right? And we'll do it this way. I'll do it in green. Okay, so where's the new buy zone? Somewhere between a 382 and a 618. Okay, and so now your algo would say, add one here and we'll add one here and put your stop here. And what are you doing? You're just creating the pattern. But you're not necessarily trading the pattern, but the way you trade creates a pattern. Yeah, don't do this. Don't do that, 51. I actually started a long time ago.
Gold declines after release of higher than expected U.S. JOLTS job openings.
Breaking U.S. JOLTS. Job openings rise to 7.74 million in October versus 748 million expected.
United States real clear markets, TIPP economic optimism, MOM below expectations, 54.1. In December, actual 54. South Korean won, ETFs tumble after Gov declares martial law.
Pound U.S. dollar price forecast
It's the
stalls
15-minute
below
update.
1.2700 amid dismal UK retail sales. United States JOLTS job openings above expectations.
So this is a new feature.
748 mirrors in October.
The 15 and
Actual
45 on every hour
7.744.
does an update for you.
U.S. JOLTS job openings 7.744 M versus 7.475 mil expected.
U.S. dollar yen breaks 149 tsurer as it declines for the sixth day. Australian dollar, U.S. dollar price. Forecast, trades higher within range, approaches open gap.
Tech giants dip, healthcare and telecom rise. A mixed bag in today's market. All right. So getting back to that, I started, and then I got distracted doing a bunch of other things. But I have started a presentation to put in the training course on the patterns. And one of the things I outline in that is based on TRADARS history, what the success rate of the patterns are. So let me think. Let me get the data. I have to think about it. Cool, I have it. Okay, you ready? So I was asked a very simple but yet very complicated question. What's the success rate of these patterns? Ascending triangles, we've seen 267 of them, 219 work for an 82%. Channel up, 437 we've spot, 351 work. Channel up, 368 work. 80%, 84%, double tops, 92% of the time they work. Falling wedge, flags, head and shoulders, pennants, rectangles, rising wedge, support, oh my God. So we remember every instance. Okay, do that 51. We remember every instance. So I'm putting together a pattern. And in fact, I actually want to print a poster for you guys. I've actually priced it out. I think it'd be cool if you could put a poster on your wall, like frame it, so that when you're like, ooh, a rising wedge, and you just kind of look at your poster and it's like 84% chance it works. But here's the thing, and this is my whole point of the presentation that I started putting together, okay? Don't do that. Is that some guru somewhere or some book you bought taught you how to trade the patterns. Many of them do it reasonably okay. Some of them don't trade the patterns well at all, but they read someone else's book, and that author took someone else's course, and what you find is it all started with how the patterns worked in the 1980s when you got a book of chart patterns mailed to you once a month. You know what I mean? And people haven't updated. So they think it's good, right? Like, I think they believe it, like a rising wedge means it's going to go up. Okay, great. So then you ask that guru, how many times have you seen it this year? And they're like, what do you mean? Oh, that rising wedge. Or that pennant. Or that head and shoulders. Precisely, how many times has it occurred? Then that guru would look at you and say, I don't know. I don't write it down every time I see a head and shoulders pattern on every asset, whether it's the stock market or Forex or commodities. I don't write that stuff down. Oh, and then when it did occur, what percentage of time did the pattern actually work? Well, I don't know, but a head and shoulders is a reversal pattern. That's all I know, right? That's all your guru knows. And I'm like, well, how do you know it's a reversal pattern? Well, that's what I was taught. And I've seen it often, and it usually reverses. How general is that, right? And yet I could say, oh, I've seen it 672 times. Of it, 586 times it worked. And I just drop the mic and walk off the stage. Thank you very much. That just happened. So I have that data for you. Now, I can't remember every head and shoulders on every pattern on every time frame. But traders.com does. And therefore you do.
Breaking U.S. JOLTS job openings rise to 7.74 million in October.
Okay, yeah, a poster would be great, right?
Million forecast.
U.S. job openings rise more than expected in October. So I'm going to go hang out on the news trading page because I have work to do, but I don't like to turn my back on the market. Will you please join me at this page right now? And then I'll end this live stream. But would you please come hang out? We can chat in the chat box. And while you're there, if you haven't already done so, please click the thumbs up button and tell YouTube this is kick-ass. I'm giving you something that's actually as much as $400 a month. I've spent many thousands of dollars. Many thousands of dollars. And I'm giving it to everybody, not just you. I'm giving it to the whole trading and investing community for free because I'm trying to make a positive impact. I'm trying to make a difference. I'm trying to buy my way into Forex trading heaven. So help me help you. And please just let me know that this wasn't a giant waste of cash. Please don't. Please use it. So I'll see you over there right now. Come over and say hi. Come on. Come over and say hi. Look at this. Hi. Swing by and say hi. Right now. Yeah. Right on, guys. Come on. Swing on by. Ron. Hola. Guten Morgen. Yeah. No, don't say hi there, Lucky. Say hi over there. Click the link. Click the link, Lucky. Make sure you subscribe and like, please. Please subscribe and like. Yeah. Why is it only 7? I don't know, but I can, later this week, Stingray, I will launch a new stream, and I'll see if I can get it 1080p, because it should be, right? Auto. Yeah, you're right. It should be 1080. So I'll look into that. Hey, Jimmy. Okay. Now, don't do that, says, put a title on the poster. Hey, don't do this. Look at the description below the video on Forex.Today here. This video running on Forex.Today's YouTube channel. There's a download, and it's almost like a poster. They're flashcards, and it goes through 20 of the most common patterns. It names them for you, and also have written down notes on how to trade each one of them. Please, Jimmy, please. Okay. Don't do that, says there's no audio yet. Well, there isn't any. We haven't had a new piece of news for 6 minutes. What's it going to do? Hasn't been news for 6 mins. It only reads the headlines. Cool, right? So, yeah. So anyways, I got work to do. I also have a big meeting today. I have a big meeting tomorrow. Probably another one Thursday. Yeah. So I guess I gotta go. So I will listen, and if I can, I'll chit chat every once in a while. But I'm gonna have to put my head down and do work. And while I'm working, I can stay in tune with the news because I have
South
a news
Korean
trading
troops
desk
attempt to enter main Parliament Hall. Report A.
that gathers and reads the news for me. Hundreds and hundreds of news reports every day. And I have a new product I'm going to release before the new year, and it reads the articles now. Not out loud, it just reads the articles and quantifies what the articles said and tells you what the market is thinking or feeling about certain assets. So the world is changing really fast. Most people are going to be left behind. If you want to stay on the cutting edge of trading and investing, you need to be part of traders.com. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And get yourself a good broker too, huh? Yeah. Don't be blackpooled. Get an ECN like tradersway.com. Cheers.